Welcome everyone, this is your own channel Learner's Saga. In this video we will discuss the poem On Killing a Tree by Gieve Patel. But before we start, I'd like to request you to press the like button, subscribe the channel if you are new, and also to share and comment on the video. So without wasting any time, let's begin. On Killing a Tree by Gieve Patel. Gieve Patel is an Indian poet in English. He is best known for his association with the Green movement. Although he was a poet, novelist, story writer, but we should remember him as he subscribed himself to the Green movement. Our present poem is also about the Green movement, as you see the title of the poem, On Killing a Tree. Here the poet mentions the title On Killing a Tree, but here actually the poet doesn't want to share with us the idea how to kill a poem, how to kill a tree. It is not. He here tries to convey us the idea that killing a tree is not a coveted thing. Rather, he highlights the fact that trees are living things. He equates trees with humans to convey that trees should not be cut because destroying trees is just like killing a human being. A tree does not die by merely cutting because it regrows from where it is cut. And if it has to be destroyed, then it has to be uprooted. So the poet here persuades the reader not to destroy trees, and he equates it with killing a human being. He says that if we merely cut the trunk of the trees, the tree doesn't dies. When a tree is cut, the sap flows out just like a wounded man bleeds. Once the wound heals, new branches and leaves grow from there, which grow into trees. In order to destroy a tree, it has to be uprooted. These roots are the most sensitive part of the tree as they bind it to the earth. And in order to kill the tree, these roots have to be uprooted totally. When the roots are detached, the trees start dying. It withers, it dries up with the natural action like heat and wind. It then twists, subsequently hardens, and finally the tree dies. So the poet here tries to convey us the idea that we should try to plant trees. Rather, we should not bother in killing a tree. As he is associated with the Green movement, as I told you earlier, the poet Gieve Patel is associated with the Green movement. He also asks us to do the same thing, at least to plant trees and never ever try to cut a tree. So the title, apparently it may appear that On Killing a Tree means the poet here suggests us how to kill a tree, but it is not. Here the poet tries us to understand the fact that the tree is very like a human being. We should not try to cut it. Okay, now we should go for the poem. But before we start again, the poem is actually a free verse. You should know that a poem should have a particular rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme, as we all know, A, B, C, D, or such as A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G, as most of the sonnets go by Shakespeare. Also that ABAB, CDCD, EFEF, GG. This is the format used by William Shakespeare, and many other poets have their own rhyme scheme. But here in this poem you can see that it's a poem which has no rhyme scheme. You can see here the first line's last word tree, it doesn't match with knife, it doesn't match with groan, it doesn't match with earth. Okay, neither knife goes with anything. So as this poem doesn't maintain a particular rhyme scheme, we can say that the poem is a free verse. Okay, so if a poem doesn't have a particular rhyme scheme, we may consider the poem as a free verse. Okay. You must have observed people cutting down trees. But can they kill a tree? So this is the idea. Cutting down trees doesn't mean to kill a tree, because the poet here wants us to understand that merely cutting down doesn't kill a tree. By the time the tree again regrows. Is it easy to do so? Is it easy to kill a tree? The poet here is not asking, is it easy to cut a tree? He is asking us, is it easy to kill a tree? Let's read the poem and find out what the poet says on killing a tree. As I have already discussed with you the summary at the very beginning of the video. Now we will study the poem and try to analyze, we will try to understand the meaning, the explanation of the poem. Let's study. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous height, sprouting leaves. So this is the first stanza. You can see here that the poem consists of 5 stanzas. Not 5, actually 4 stanzas. Here it has been divided, but it is actually the same stanza. You can see here. So the 4 stanzas, and the first stanza, it says, it takes much time to kill a tree. Definitely. If we are to kill, though we should not, but if we are to take it for example, that if we are to kill a tree, it takes much time. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. And here a person will not be able to kill a tree by merely jabbing it with the knife. Jabbing means here a sudden blow, you may say, a sudden rough blow with the knife. It will not. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth. The tree has become from the very sapling, it has undergone so many stages, so many phases, and now it has grown up slowly, consuming the earth. Consuming the earth means here the tree takes sunlight, air, water, etc. to become a large tree. So here the poet says that it will not be possible for a person to kill a tree with a rough blow of the knife. Rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous height, sprouting leaves. So as I have told you that rising out of it, that means rising out of the earth, the soil, feeding upon its crust. It feeds itself from the crust of the earth, soil, the very upper layer of the soil. This is called crust. Actually crust means the inner one also. The tree's roots, they produce their food from the middle portion, the inner portion of the soil, absorbing yards of sunlight, air, water. So the poet says it takes a long time to become a tree. From the very seed or sapling, it needs a long time. And out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. And out of his leprous heat, leprous, it is actually, students, here is a metaphor, the rhetorical figure used here, metaphor. At first, what is the meaning of leprous? Leprous, you know the disease leprosy, so from that the adjective comes leprous. Here it means suffering from leprosy. But the color of the tree, it is highlighted here, that the not the color of the tree, as it is said, out of its leprous hide. Hide means, you know, the bark of the tree. So the color of the bark is like leprous, as in the case of leper or a person who is suffering with leprosy, the color. Similarly, the hide's color or the bark's color is very much like that. And from there the leaves sprout. That means from there the leaves emerge out. The leaves, it emerges out of the leprous bark. So in the first stanza, the poet here says that a simple cut does not destroy a tree. It takes so many years because it is rooted deep in the soil, and it takes all the nutrition from the soil. It takes sunlight, air, water to grow into a strong tree, and it has numerous leaves. Okay, so this is the first stanza, students. In this video, up to this, in our next video we will discuss the remaining stanzas. So before I leave, I like to request you again to subscribe the channel and like the video. If you really like, please press the like button. And the most important thing, if you have any question, anything to ask, please comment on the video. I will try to help you. Okay, so hoping to meet you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.